Greetings metalheads and welcome to No Nonsense Metal Reviews. I'm George. Today I'm back and I'm reviewing the brand new studio album, 15th album I make it, from Canadian death metal, melodic death metal, modern extreme metal, whatever the hell you want to call them, legends nonetheless, the mighty Kataklysm with their absolutely monstrous Goliath. Now this album is an absolute freaking giant of an album. This is freaking crushing. This is Kataklysm, the legends on top freaking form. Now, I've been a fan of Kataklysm for a long time, although I will admit, for whatever reason, their previous album, Unconquered, it just kind of passed me by a little bit. For whatever reason, I think maybe just listening to other things, but I was a little bit underwhelmed by this one. Just didn't quite tick all the boxes for me, and I don't even know why necessarily. Just a little bit underwhelmed, especially on the back of an absolute brilliant run of albums. Waiting for the End to come, an absolute crusher, a melodic death metal titan, one of the best Kataklysm albums in my opinion, of Ghosts and Gods, an absolute monster of an album. Freaking beautiful, crushingly heavy though. And even the rather sharp and abrasive Meditations, this was a solid album as well. Solid piece of work. Solid run of albums. Just a really solid catalogue for this band. I will say though, Goliath absolutely crushes. Clocking in at about 40 minutes long. This is just 40 minutes of all killer, no filler, straight for the jugular, slamming, crushing melodic death metal. Absolutely stunning. Good lineup here. We've got Maurizio Iacona on vocals. I believe that he's been with the band since the beginning. An absolutely phenomenal vocalist, and he delivers some of his best vocal work on this album in my opinion. A really stunning job. Then we've got JF Dagenaeus. Not sure if that's how you pronounce it. We've got Stefan Barb on bass. And then we've got James Payne on drums. So those are our guys. Just a four-piece, but seriously freaking good. I mean, talk about riffs that pack a weighty, monstrous punch. These guys absolutely freaking destroy. Really freaking crushingly heavy. Take you through some of these tracks then. We kick off with a track entitled Dark Wings of Deception. Now that, in my opinion, is one hell of an opening track. A real punishing piece. Almost got a bit of a blackened death metal vibe to it. Certainly in some of the kind of more fast-paced or up-tempo moments. Really brutal start. We've got blasting drums there. And as I say, Maurizio, his vocal performance on fine form. Title track Goliath delivers some massive hooks, some seriously weighty, melodic, crushing riffs, and a pretty rousing, fist-banging chorus as well, a real catchy one. Die as a King, third track there, I believe that was one of the singles as well. That is a freaking titan, an absolute giant of a track. Again, we've got these massive, crushing riffs. If you like the certainly more melodic death metal stuff that we used to get from the likes of In Flames or At the Gates, totally, yeah, it's right there, those huge melodic death metal riffs. Bringer of Vengeance, fourth track, probably one of my favourite tracks on the album. Talk about hooks, this track is full of them. Really brutal vocal work from Maurizio. Really powerful stuff. He's absolutely giving it his all, you can just hear it. And talk about those riffs, man, so good. Combustion, fifth track. I'd say that's a pretty uplifting track. That's got attitude. That's the sort of track that in a live setting would go down an absolute storm and open up many a mosh pit, no doubt. Then we've got From the Land of the Living to the Land of the Dead. Again, a brilliant track. Tons of great guitar work there. I love the fact that you really do get a good mix of just crushing moments and serious melodicism. You get up-tempo. You get a good array. It's not just a continuous breakdown riff throughout the entire album. You do get a bit of a mix. Good prominent bass tone as well. But tracks like From the Land of the Living to the Land of the Dead, they show some seriously adept songwriting ability. You know, they've got some serious skills there. The Redeemer, another good one, as is the Heroes to Villains. Very Cataclysm. Those sorts of tracks, they could easily have come from an album like Meditations or Waiting for the End to Come even. But there is that kind of maturity. You can definitely get a feel for the fact this band has come a long way over the years. They've really honed their skills. They are very adept. Gravestones and Coffins, heavy as hell. Crushing riffs, absolute stunner, a really weighty track. Then we get a bit more of a longer track, in fact, for the end there. Track number 10, The Sacrifice for Truth. A brilliant track, nonetheless. Absolutely brilliant. It's a bit grander. It is very melodic. There's some really catchy moments though. Good chorus. It's got all the sort of the characteristics you would expect from Kataklysm, and certainly a weighty death metal beast. As I say, that's a longer track, somewhere near 6 minutes long, I think, between 5.5, 6 minutes long. Overall, this album, it just seems to flow through, absolutely flies by. The majority of the tracks are between sort of 3 and 4 minutes long, so they're not particularly long tracks, not particularly long album, but start to finish, this is an absolute stunner. This is one of the best sort of death metal, melodic death metal albums I have heard in a long time. Brilliant sound quality. It was actually produced and engineered by guitarist J.F. Dagoneus. There is also some mixed and mastered by Chris Clancy, and then we've got additional mixing by Colin Richardson. So, you know, there's a few different hands in there and some pretty big names in the business as well. But this album frickin' destroys. If you like In Flames, if you like Trivium, if you like, I'm just thinking of some of those bands that have those massive freaking crushing riffs, guaranteed to get you moving and headbanging, then you're gonna love this. Freaking good stuff. Brilliant melodicism, exceptional aggressive vocal work, good prominent bass, blasting drums. Hey, what's not to like? I would probably say this is easily one of the best Kataklysm albums, hands down. Like I say, I really love these albums, like of Ghosts and Gods, of course, Waiting for the End to Come, and going right back, they've got some brilliant albums. I've only got a couple of gaps in my Kataklysm catalogue, but I would say this is easily one of the best things they've done. You know, that combination of just brilliant songwriting, freaking massive riffs, huge, groovy, crushing riffs. I mean, the groove is just astounding, but absolutely brilliant stuff. Check it out. As I say, if you like In Flames, if you like Trivium, if you like Lamb of God, if you like bands like that, then you're definitely going to enjoy this album. An absolute beast. Album highlights for me: Die as a King, Bringer of Vengeance, Combustion. Check it out. It is a killer album. Thank you very much for watching, my friends. Do check out Kataklysm. Do check out Goliath. It's an absolute mammoth of an album. But thanks very much for watching. Please feel free to share your thoughts and opinions on this one. Please feel free to like and subscribe. Take care, my friends. Stay heavy.